When you think through like the top entrepreneurs in the world, however you want to define it, right? You could do the Bezos, Musk, Jobs of the world. What do you think made them who they are? Or maybe all the hundreds of others we have no idea about who haven't done such big things or been so crazy to have major books written about them. What do you think has enabled them to achieve?
I think obsession. But I think that some manage it better than others. Like I don't think that the way that Elon Musk thinks is the way that a normal person thinks. Like most entrepreneurs to some degree, and Musk included, there's degrees of neurodivergence. Like it's not normal to commit so much of yourself to that thing. And like I would say that all billionaires have a level of obsession, have a level of I guess, I don't know if psychosis is the right word. Maybe it is. I don't know what the actual clinical definition of psychosis is, but obsession, this dependency between their work and their identity, because it's not about money anymore. Like there's something beyond, right? There's something that most people don't understand, because who would want to do that? Who would want to repeatedly expose themselves to more criticism? To like, you have to have some sort of mission. But even like if we look at Musk, for example, I understand like some of his mission. I understand that he's, trying to put people on Mars. I understand that there's a lot of advancing humanity mission in some of his companies. There's some things that he takes on that I don't really understand why he does it. I don't think it benefits him at all.
Which I wonder if you could say give him a lot of credit for that. There's no thoughtful advancement in it. He just believes it is the right thing to do. Whether you agree with it, he just believes it's the right thing to do.
Could say the same thing for Trump. I mean, I don't think that Trump, like, I know that people always joke about, he's had so many bankruptcies and whatnot. Like, I don't think the guy was hurting for money before he went into office. Like, he has had success in real estate. I think there's a lot of things he hasn't had success in, but he's had a ton of success in real estate. Like, he's not like, hurting for rent next month. So even like, if I think about like, why do you do these things? It's because of just pure belief, regardless of whether or not you align with it. It's just this insane amount of belief. And that is not, the average person does not have that much belief in one thing.
It's not just even that. I mean, I think, Elon is a good example of this to some extent, where, he went in, most CEOs, regardless of their wealth level or anything else, avoid politics to some extent because they don't want to anger one side or the other.
Of course, it doesn't benefit them. It doesn't improve their life. It detracts from their life.
But that's a weird rationalization, you could argue, because if you're that rich, right? So let's take Bezos as the counterexample, right? So Bezos, when the top 5 richest people in the world, Musk, the number 1 richest person in the world. Musk is like, I'm going all in and getting Trump elected, whether you agree with it or not. But like, he's like, I am all in, like, in a way that no public company CEO has ever been, probably ever. I am so all in, my personal fortune, putting a huge amount of money on the line, being very publicly on stage. Bezos, who has all the money in the world too, did the opposite. He says, Washington Post, I'm going to kind of bow down. We're not going to endorse anybody for this election cycle, which the Washington Post has always endorsed someone. He essentially did the opposite. And you sort of say like, well, arguably Bezos did the rational thing. But do you think he lost? I do wonder, as talking through this, I'm like, did Bezos lose some of his craziness as he became wealthier and richer and lost some of that hunger? Where he said, I'm going to make these bets that may or may not work out, but I'm not scared of the outcome anymore. Like, what is Trump going to do to me if I back Kamala instead?
But the difference between like Bezos and Musk, Bezos hired a Jassy to run Amazon. Elon keeps starting new companies. So of course, the way that they look at the world and the way that they look at life and enjoyment and fulfillment is very different. Like all this, like nothing that Bezos is doing in terms of politics is out of line with sort of his business character, if that makes sense. Like, he wants to enjoy life. He does. I think that he's one of the few billionaires that seems to be enjoying life exceptionally well. Like, good for him. 100%. Elon seems to enjoy life in a very different way. So if you look at the fact that he's still launching new companies, obviously he wants to have impact. Bezos feels like his impact is probably through like philanthropic and investment and whatnot, but Elon wants to have active impact. I don't think Bezos wants to like be an operator in a company to any degree anymore.